welcome to the first video focusing on art in the collection of the Red Deer Museum and Art Gallery. My name's Joanne, and I'm the Curator of Art here at the museum. We're very fortunate to have a collection of nearly 2,000 pieces of artwork, including an Indigenous collection and an Inuit collection as well. And we strive to be the repository of artwork by Central Alberta artists. Over the coming weeks, we'd like to focus on some of the artwork by these Central Alberta artists, and today we'll be starting with a painting and a sketch by Dave Moore. Dave was born in Scotland and raised in Red Deer, and he continues to live in Central Alberta today. He is a prolific painter, and he has taught in the Visual Arts department at Red Deer College. As some of you may know, in the past few years, Dave and his wife Yvette have donated a significant portion of his life's work to the museum. So today we're starting with a painting called Roy and Sheba, and it's from a larger series called Canadian Windows. So Canadian Windows features 5 large-scale paintings and 11 sketches. The series features the artist's friends and family members and the views from the windows outside of their homes. In the case of Roy and Sheba, we're looking at a friend and the view from the window of his home on Vancouver Island, where Dave and Yvette lived briefly in 1982. While they lived there, they worked as gatekeepers on a property of another Canadian Window series subject, Beatrice Palmer, a well-known horticulturalist. Roy would come to the property once a week to work as groundskeeper. And Dave explains that Roy was an orphan at the beginning of World War II in England, and in 1941 he made his way to Canada with other orphans to escape the dangers of war in England at that time. At 7 years old, Roy arrived at the Fairbridge Farm School outside of Duncan, BC, where he was raised and schooled in farming and trade skills. He went on to work for the BC Forestry Service and eventually purchased a large tract of land above Mill Bay, where he built his log home that we see here in the painting. For all of the paintings in the Canadian Window series, Dave began with a sketch to work out elements such as composition and scale. And you'll notice in the sketch for this painting that there were 2 bars on the window, but Dave removed those because he felt that they intruded on the figures of Roy and Sheba. But Roy's home is still full of lines, from the parallel lines of the logs forming the walls, to the vertical line that Roy forms against the logs, and even to the window that forms a rectangle. But these lines are broken up by the view that we see through the window of this pastel forested landscape. It's interesting to note that Dave is probably best known for being a landscape painter. And it's the view through this window that is very much a typical Dave Moore landscape. So we could say that this painting is really a painting within a painting. If you enjoyed this video, stay tuned for the next one, which will be hosted by my co-curator, Pat Matheson.